Hello. Hi.
Today I'm going to talk about the isolation level. Isolation level in SQL Server control the way locking works between transactions. There are 5 isolation level. The first one is uncommitted. The read uncommitted transaction isolation level provides no isolation at all between transactions and permit one of the most basic forms of concurrency violation, the dirty read. A dirty read happens when a transaction can read data that have been updated in another transaction but not yet committed. The second level is called read committed. The read committed transaction isolation level prevents dirty read by allowing one committed data to be read by the transaction. This is a default transaction isolation level in SQL Server. The third level is called repeatable read. This isolation level is higher than the previous two mentioned isolation, and it doesn't allow any transaction to read the data that is being modified by some other transaction but not committed yet. Also, it doesn't allow any transaction to modify a data if it is being read by some other transaction until the transaction reading that data complete its operation. The fourth level is called serializable. This isolation level specifies that all happen in a completely isolated fashion, meaning as if all transactions in the system were executed serially one after the other. This isolation level doesn't allow any transaction to read the data unless the other transaction complete their data modification operation. Also, it doesn't allow other transaction to modify the data until the current transaction completes its read operation. The final level is called snapshot. This isolation level doesn't allow any transaction to read the data unless the other transaction complete their data modification operation. Also, it doesn't allow other transactions to modify the data until the current transaction completed its read operation. This isolation levels allows a transaction to acquire a read lock or write lock for the entire range of records that the transaction is going to affect. This was a brief description of different level of isolation in SQL Server. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and have a wonderful day.